Hello there, my name is Luciano Oliveira. I am a Brazilian attorney, and today I'm going to be answering this question. Are there any legal restrictions or regulations that I should be aware of when sending money to Brazil? Yes, certainly. Brazil has a history of extreme regulation when it comes to money entering and leaving the country. That means that to prevent money laundering, tax evasion, and terrorism financing, the Brazilian banks and the Brazilian Central Bank will be overzealous when reviewing your transaction. Okay, so even though it's pretty easy to send a wire transfer, let's say from the United States, you can send a wire transfer for $200,000 in a couple of minutes. This money is not going to arrive automatically at the Brazilian recipient bank's account. Instead, the Brazilian bank is going to receive the money and is going to sit on the money until the compliance takes care of a ton of paperwork. Okay, so this is not like a restriction, it's rather a regulation, and it's compliance oriented. Up to $10,000, banks will usually have a pretty easy compliance, so anything goes basically. But after $10,000, they send this money to like the actual compliance department, and they are going to need paperwork to show the purpose of why this money is being sent, and they also want to know the source of funds. So whenever people are buying properties in Brazil from abroad, usually the paperwork required is going to include a deed, a copy of the deed, a copy of the contract, so the authorities know there is a transaction being done. They also need to see the source of funds, so they are going to ask bank statements, W-2, payroll for the person sending the money, as well as, believe it or not, tax returns for both the person sending the money and the sellers who are receiving the money. So pretty tough regulations required. In terms of taxes obligations, there are taxes obligations, like when sending money to Brazil, there is a 0.38% tax over the remittance, and this is charged automatically by the bank in Brazil handling the currency exchange. However, if you're sending money, for example, for a donation, the currency exchange bank is not going to charge this tax. It's up to the recipient to inform the Brazilian revenue system, and this is going to be done at the state level, and to collect the applicable tax over the nation. And here is the trick, like the bank handling the currency exchange, they are not collecting the money. So it's up to the donee, the person receiving the donation, to be proactive and pay such tax. Otherwise, this money could trigger additional penalties and probably an audit by the Brazilian tax authority. So finally, we recommend for large transactions that you consult with a legal expert in currency exchange. And if you have a question about the team, feel free to ask down below. And we hope you like this video and you can follow us for additional tips.